In a world where hypnosis marketers have gone crazy, one man is here to deliver a knockout, bone-crushing blow and strip away all of the marketing hype and bull. And now you're in on the best-kept secret in the field. You're listening to the Hypnosis Product Reviews Podcast, leaving only cold hard facts, point blank. No questions asked. Subscribe to the newsletter to get 12 training products absolutely free from the world's top trainers, such as Stephen Brooks, Jonathan Chase, Igor Ledahovsky, Jeffrey Stevens, Daniel Jones, Richard Nongard, John Overderf, The Head Hackers, Anthony Jacquin, and much more.
Aloha. I'm Antonio Perez with HypnosisProductReviews.com. In this podcast, I want to talk to you about self-hypnosis. In particular, I want to talk about two of my favorite self-hypnosis techniques. The thing about self-hypnosis is a lot of people, they have a hard time doing it at first. They have a hard time getting themselves into a trance. Or even if they're in a trance, they're not really aware that they're in a trance. And the monkey mind comes into play and they kind of throw themselves out of it. There's two techniques in particular that I really, really enjoy. One of them is a certain induction that I use pretty much almost every night before I go to sleep. Now, I use it once in a while in the morning or throughout the day. The other technique, it's a kind of way to troubleshoot, to find out what's going on with your sessions if you're not getting the results you want to get. If you're watching this podcast on YouTube or on my blog post, if you want to, there's some links below the video for different recommendations for different hypnosis products that I've used that I personally recommend. If you're listening to this podcast on iTunes and you want to learn more, go to hypnosisproductreviews.com. It's all hyphenated. Go there and you can find the blog post for this podcast. Now, the induction that I personally use, that I love, the one that I really resonate with, it's known as the Betty Erickson induction, or the Betty Erickson self-hypnosis technique. Betty Erickson was the late Milton Erickson's wife. With this induction, I'm not quite sure why it works. I think it might have something to do with kind of guiding all of your senses down to one focal point. Basically, how you do this induction is obviously get in a relaxing position where there's not too much distraction. Even if there is distraction, this induction, it does a pretty good job of utilizing any outside noises, etc., to help you take yourself into a trance. Basically, before you to set it up, you want to get in a comfortable position, and you want to say some kind of statement such as, I'm going into self-hypnosis to allow my unconscious to accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish. Quit smoking, anxiety, whatever. And then what you do while you're resting, either laying down or sitting down in a comfortable position, you want to look around for 4 things you visually see. So right now, as an example, I would say, I can see the camera, and mentally say this to yourself nice and slow. I would say, I see the camera in front of me. I see the carpet on the ground. I see the 2 lights to my side. I can see the hair in my hand. And then after you do a round of that, you're going to do, say, 4 things yourself you see visually. And then you're going to say 4 things that you hear in your outside awareness. For me, for example, right now I can hear the wind from the fan. I can hear the crickets outside. I can hear the hum of the refrigerator. I can hear the drip of the sink. And if I keep on doing this, I can already feel myself going into a trance. My eyes are getting nice and heavy. So I've become accustomed to using this one. I've kind of conditioned myself to use this induction. Then after you're going to do a round of 4 things you see, 4 things you hear. And then you do a round of things you feel. So for example, for me, I can feel the wind coming off the fan, the breeze. You can feel the weight of my shirt on my body. I can feel the chair below me. I can feel the coolness of the ground on my feet. Then after you do 4 rounds of that, you're going to loop back and do 3 things that you see, 3 things that you hear, and then 3 things you feel. Then once you do that, you're going to do 2 things you see, 2 things you hear, and 2 things you feel. And then 1 thing you see, 1 thing you hear, and 1 thing you feel. Eventually, when doing this technique and this particular induction, when you get really good at it, if you're like me, you might not be able to get past the first round. As an example, I'll do this induction. I'll do a real quick modified induction, or modified version, so you can see what it's like. Right now I can see the camera in front of me. I can see the 2 lights to my side. I can see the TV off in the distance. See the camera stand, the tripod in front of me. I can hear the hum of the refrigerator. I can hear the spinning of the fan. I can hear the crickets outside. I can hear my breathing slowing down. I can feel the weight of my shirt on my body. I can feel the way my left foot's resting on my right foot. Feel the cool ground below my feet. I can feel the chair below me. And I'm not going to continue to go through that, because if I do, I'll totally zone out. So I become so accustomed and so conditioned to using this one, it's really, really easy for me to slip off in a la-la land. So definitely practice it. It's an awesome induction. What I'll do on the blog post, if you're on my website, I'll have a description of how to do it step by step. Maybe give you a little bit of troubleshooting techniques you can do. The other technique that I absolutely love is using a pendulum for idiomotor signals. As an example, I have one right here. I made a pendulum out of a normal piece of string and a key. Basically, you can use a pendulum to give you yes or no responses, maybe responses. It's kind of a way to ask your unconscious questions. And I'll show you as an example. One thing you want to do, and every time you use a pendulum, you're going to want to calibrate every time. So you're unconscious. I've had this happen to me before, where I thought the key moving forward all the time. I thought it was, normally it was almost every time I did it was yes, and one time I unconscious switched it up and there was actually no response. So basically how to set it up, and then I'll show you how to different ways you can use it. Basically what you're going to want to do is make a pendulum, buy one, whatever. It can be free. Doesn't really matter. What you want to do is you want to basically ask your unconscious to give you a signal for yes. So I'm just going to ask my unconscious, do me a favor, give me a signal for yes. And you'll start to feel the key moving. So the key's moving forward for me. So in this instance, it would be key moving forward. Back and forth would be yes for me. Okay, unconscious, do me a favor, give me a signal for no. Give me a signal for no. Okay? So no for this example is the pendulum moving back and forth. You can just stop at yes or no, or if you want, you can add I don't know, I'm not sure, and please or phrase if you want. It's good. It can give you a little more troubleshooting technique, but it's not necessary. So instead of going real far into depth, actually, no. Here, let me show you that just in case. I'll ask the key, or my unconscious, give me a signal for I don't know. Give me a signal, for I don't know. Okay. So it's moving in a counterclockwise direction if I were to look above. Now, one way you could use a pendulum, let's say if you know anything about parts work or parts therapy, it's the idea, at least in NLP, that our behaviors are caused by certain parts. So you could, let's say if you had a nail biting problem, maybe if you want to do a kind of self-regression with the key, you could ask your unconscious. Actually, this would be a good one for me, so I do bite my nails. So I'll just ask the unconscious, do you know what age I was when this behavior started? Do you know what age I was? And this is kind of funny. Actually, maybe this is a good example of why you should always set up different responses. It's not giving me a yes or no. It's giving me an unknown. So what I'll do, so my unconscious, do me a favor, give me a signal for, can you rephrase the question? Signal for, can you rephrase the question? Give me a symbol or signal for rephrase. So let's move in clockwise. So I'm trying to remember, it was yes, no, I don't know. Can you rephrase? Now, can you give me a signal or a signal for I'd rather not say? Can you give me a signal for I'd rather not say? Here, can you give me a signal? Keep on saying symbol. Can you give me a signal for I'd rather not say? Okay, it's funny. Guess the unconscious is playing tricks with me. Maybe it's because I'm on camera and my unconscious wants to be like one of those little kids that when they first learn how to say mommy or daddy and parents want to show the kids off, the kid just stares there with a blank stupid look on their face. But yeah, test it out. Just get a piece of string with a key. I'll also have directions on the blog post. Yeah, it's an interesting way to have a direct interaction or dialogue with your unconscious. Just ask it to give you a signal for yes, no. If you want, and additionally, you can do I don't know. Can you rephrase the question? And I'd rather not say. Every time you do it, make sure to calibrate, meaning make sure to redo the getting of the requesting your unconscious to give you directions every time to make sure that it's not changing things up. Now, I'd like to know what are some of your favorite self-hypnosis techniques or inductions or any kind of tips. If you have any tips, do me a favor below this video. Go ahead and leave me a comment, any kind of criticism. And below this video, or even possibly above it, you will see a link to a self-hypnosis program that I've personally used and I recommend wholeheartedly. The program is The Power of Self-Hypnosis for Guaranteed Results by Igor Ledachovsky. It's about a 7 CD program. The program is probably, I would say it's the most in-depth program I've ever found for learning self-hypnosis. It starts off really basic, and then it goes into more advanced modules, and it teaches you a lot of really advanced stuff. One of my favorite CDs in there, it actually deals with using a pendulum. There's something called the Cryptic Alphabet where you can actually use a pendulum to actually have your unconscious literally spell out what it is that you need to do for your sessions, or what it is, or how you can solve your problem. There's a special kind of alphabet. It takes a little bit of training. It's not a magic pill. It takes a little bit of training to be able to use it correctly. But once you have it nailed down, it makes it so much easier. So you don't have to spend a couple days, a week, 2 weeks, or whatever on a self-hypnosis session trying to tackle a problem a certain way when your unconscious knows basically the back door can give you the golden key to to be able to solve your problems. Do me a favor. Like I said, go below the video, leave me a comment. I want to know what you think about this. And if you have any experiences with self-hypnosis, I love interacting with people. I love hearing what you have to say. And also, if you want to get 12 free trainings from the world's top experts, make sure to, below the video, put your email in the form below, click Get Me My Free Trainings, or in the upper right-hand corner. You'll get 12 free trainings from the world's top experts. So, do me a favor, quick recap. Share this video, comment, subscribe, and keep me posted on how you come about with these self-hypnosis techniques. Just want to say thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing from you. Aloha.